Hello, Stephen White, TrekBoy89 for SteveArts89. Well, I just saw a video from the 1st of August of Patrick Stewart. Now, it was put up by either Major Grin or Nitpicking Nerd. I think maybe Major Grin shared Nitpicking Nerd's video. It's just a clip. I don't think it was his interview. But it's got Patrick Stewart talking about Picard, basically, and it's quite telling. It's very short. It's only about a minute. The video is about a minute and a half, but Patrick Stewart talking is only about a minute. And in it, he says how they were dealing with a different man, a different world, a different universe from TNG. It's not the same universe as TNG. It's, basically, like I say, he's a different man. And he found that really stimulating, that that it wasn't going to be Picard, that it wasn't going to be the same Picard that we were used to, that we were intimately familiar with. And he found that really stimulating, and that's why he wanted to work with them, because he'd been approached before, and I guess the goal was to recreate Next Gen, revisit Next Gen, recreate the character, revisit the character, and he wasn't interested in that artistically. It didn't offer him anything artistically, which is very, I think, selfish and narcissistic, not thinking of the actual fans and the character and being loyal to them. I like Patrick Stewart. I've met him a couple of times, but he's very sweet in person. I love his Instagrams and everything, but the ways gone towards this I don't really like. Basically, he was really excited about the production team's complete lack of interest in recreating Next Gen or Picard. So that's also telling, the fact that he said they had absolutely no interest in actually recreating Picard or TNG. So, and like, he didn't want a uniform, and he said, aside from saying engaged twice, that there really weren't any references of the typical TNG sort of thing, and he was very happy about that. And he also comments that the world of Star Trek and the universe of Star Trek has undergone significant change. Now, the title of the video is that he says it's not the same universe. He's saying the universe has changed. He's not actually saying it's a different universe, but clearly it is a different universe. And this is fine. Artistically, it's fine if you want to create a different universe, if you want to reboot it, do an alternative universe, if they want to do an alternative take on Picard. All these things are fine artistically, so long as you state that. What I don't understand is all the people who are arguing against this and calling the fans trolls and haters, and saying they must be racist or sexist because they don't like the show because it's got diversity in it, like Star Trek didn't have diversity in it and we didn't all fall in love with a diverse Star Trek, which is ridiculous. If they just acknowledged that they actually were changing it and just said, yes, we're doing a reboot of Next Gen, it's going to be different, we're going to have a different Picard, it's going to be a different take, because creatively we wanted to do that, we didn't want to just revisit the old Next Gen. But they didn't do that. They marketed this as the antidote, or the opposite of Discovery. Like, okay, we're not going to have a reboot series in the past, although they weren't acknowledging that's what it was. But we're not going to have like Discovery. We're going to do a post Next Gen show, which doesn't have any of these prequel issues. We can just go forward with the Next Gen universe that was established, and there's going to be no issues. We can just go back to where we were before and just follow on from where we were 20 years ago, 20 years on from where we were before. And that's what everyone's excited about, the idea of Patrick Stewart coming back to that character, to that universe, to that series, to that experience. That's what people wanted. People didn't want a reboot. And even if they did, okay, I should rephrase that. People weren't expecting a reboot, so people didn't want a reboot. So when they got a reboot, they weren't happy with a reboot. That's why they zoned out and stopped watching the show, when they realised, oh, it's just like Discovery. It's just got Patrick Stewart in it. And as much as we love Patrick Stewart, not really enough to love the show. So I don't understand why people can't get the distinction between that, between the difference between offering us Next Gen and giving us a reboot, and just saying, we're doing a reboot, and being honest about it, and then the people who want to watch it and get excited about it, watch it and get excited about it, and not have a negative reaction when they see it and see what it is. Whereas, if you tell people they're going to get a reboot, I mean, you tell people they're going to get a revisitation and go back to the next generation or continue on the next generation, when they don't get that, they're going to be disappointed and they're going to check out and they're not going to watch, and the ratings are going to drop like they did. They lost in the only ratings we have, because Netflix won't give us the ratings. I mean, Amazon won't give us the ratings. Netflix passed on the series. Amazon won't give us the ratings, the views, because I believe they're low. And we're just really lucky that it has aired in at least one traditional, market. Couldn't find the word there. Which it did in Canada, so we can see, at least in that audience, how it rated against other shows and how it rated and how they lost viewers and everything. Because I think that's a reflection of the audience in general and the response to Discovery and Picard. So I found that video interesting because it shows their intentions, which is fine if they're honest about it, but they weren't honest about it. Just like Discovery. They told us they were going to give us a prequel and it was going to be in canon and everything, and they said the Klingons were this separate sect, when then they sort of established that that's what the whole race was like, which is inconsistent. And they, bait and switch. They sold us one thing, gave us another, and expected us to like it. And when we don't, we're the bad guy. So I found that interview, as small as it was, very telling, and I understand why it was clipped and posted and shared. And I'm just commenting on it because I found it really interesting. So I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Comments are fun. Thanks. Bye.